Gulnad,
Yes.
I finished. Next.
Next, I would request this one, Dinyar.
No, Dinas Barucha will introduce Dinyar.
Dinas Barucha will introduce Dinyar Mehta. Dinas aunty.
Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Dinyar Mehta, a young and upcoming technocrat, smart and skillful professional, and active member on the working committee and youth wing of WZCC Pune. And our dear friend Dinyar hails originally from the city of Nawabs, Hyderabad, and settled in Pune since last couple of years. Dinyar is an alumni of Symbiosis Institute of Business Management, Pune, having done his MBA in Innovation and Entrepreneurship. He is also the holder of Bachelor of Business Administration in Corporate Management from Symbiosis Center for Management Studies, Pune. Dinyar has also been into digital marketing and data science and artificial intelligence. Founder of CrowdShare House Exchange Private Limited, which enables individuals to co-own real estate at a fraction of the cost while receiving a proportionate share of monthly rentals and asset appreciation. Co-founder of Green Technology Products and Services with a focus on reducing environmental impact. On the professional front, Dinyar is a growth hacker and digital marketer with experience of more than 5 years. He specializes in business scale and increase their revenues using data-driven decisions to reach their target group while improving the overall product experience. Currently working at Anarok Technology to scale the CRM product across sectors. He has worked as growth hacker with Shepherd's Hill, Pune, which offers investors superior long-term returns via portfolio management services, investment advisory service, and alternative investment fund offerings. I'm very keen and eager to attend today's LinkedIn Masterclass by Dinyar, wherein we will know whether we are LinkedIn or linked out. So over to Dinyar. Thank you.
Thank you for the introduction. I'm very excited to be here today. Without further ado, I think it's time to start. And thank you, Dinas ma'am, for the wonderful introduction.
Welcome back.
Okay, so I just request all of you to mute yourselves so that we don't get disturbed during the presentation. Well, I have over 3 hours worth content, but don't worry. I have compressed it to approximately 45 minutes. And it is my aim today to stick to that timeline. Whatever questions you have, type it in the chat. And during the Q&A session, I will answer all those questions. Every slide is numbered. So in case you have questions in relation to a particular slide, just mention the slide number and the question that you have over there, and I will go to that particular slide and answer your question if it's needed. Also, don't worry with regards to the tools that I mentioned. These are all growth hacking tools. If at all you want these growth hacking tools, you can just send me a request on LinkedIn with stating that you would like to have the document, and I will immediately forward the particular document to you with all the tools that we commonly use in the industry and tools that I've personally been using over past 5-7 years, right? Okay, so I'm just going to take you through, give you a 30,000 feet view and tell you what all I'm going to be covering. And so I've divided this entire talk into 3 segments because I'm catering to 3 segments. So the first part is with regards to job seekers. I'm going to teach you how to optimize your LinkedIn profile so that you get ranked on LinkedIn. You know what the benefit of that is? Recruiters will start noticing you on the basis of keywords that they're searching for in order to fulfill positions. In the digital space, there are so many jobs available. IT is one of the main reasons one of the main people who are hiring in terms of in the present conditions right now. So, I mean, LinkedIn profile optimization is one of the most important topics. Whether you're looking for jobs, or you are looking at business development, LinkedIn profile optimization is the way to go. Apart from that, I also teach you how to make sure that you figure out the right fit. Where do you fit in the job market? What are the new roles that are coming up? and how to network and what to look at. How do you actually link with people using LinkedIn? SME front, again, business development, and also how do you build and maintain your relationship. Now, from an enterprise level, I'll be teaching you how to use the LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which again is a very, very powerful tool. And this is how you'll actually unlock the power of LinkedIn for B2B leads. Also, I'll help you set up your first LinkedIn paid ad and also analyze the data. Okay, so let us just start. I'm very, very excited to take you through the journey of LinkedIn. Okay, so why LinkedIn? Right? There's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's Twitter. Why LinkedIn? LinkedIn today is one of the fastest growing professional networks. According to Neil Patel and according to HubSpot, LinkedIn has about 740 active million users. Interesting part of that statistic is that hardly 3% of those users actually generate content, which means that as a marketer or as somebody who's looking for jobs, you have a major scope to come into the 3% category to cater to 97% of people on this platform. LinkedIn is growing at over 30% per annum. 2020 has been one of the most pivotal years for LinkedIn. 1 in 3 people is getting placed via LinkedIn. Hell, I got placed via LinkedIn. Apart from that, conversion rates are a lot higher. There's 3x in terms of conversion. So if at all you're a business and you're looking to invest in LinkedIn ads, definitely I'm going to teach you how to tap into that. So while I cover of how to efficiently use LinkedIn, I shall also tell you how do you understand your customer. So any marketing strategy, whatever you do, all starts off with understanding who your customer is and what their pain points are. So this is a format that I generally follow, which I'm going to share with you today. Okay, so understanding who your target group is, there are a few questions you need to ask. Who is your customer? What do you help them achieve? And how do you do that? I'm going to show you a few examples. So you could say that my customers are probably startups, or they're e-commerce firms, or they are, physical walk-in stores or brick and mortar stores. They could be real estate developers. They could be possible restaurant owners or large enterprises. What do you help your customers achieve? I have probably helped them increase their revenues. I help them increase their sales, get their first 1,000 clients, retain customers, get a greater return on ad spends. Yeah. And how do I help these customers achieve their goals? I give services such as search engine optimization. If I'm a consultant in the manufacturing space, I probably use Six Sigma, or I'm a content writer, right? I write beautiful stories, beautiful content, and help your page or your blog rank on the first 2 pages of, say, Google. Or I might use tools such as design thinking. Can actually help you analyze and understand who your customer is and figure out what your marketing strategy can be. So now I'm going to link all of these. I'm just going to quickly take you through 2 such examples. So probably I'm an I help SME manufacturing units reduce their PPM defects and improve their plant efficiency by using Six Sigma. So see, this is how I've combined all the 3 questions. So you need to essentially ask yourself these 3 questions, right? Or probably I help early stage startups raise funds by generating and implementing business models and by developing business models and financial projections. Profile optimization, base of all LinkedIn strategy. What exactly is profile optimization and why do we do it? Profile optimization, the end goal of profile optimization is to make sure that when somebody comes onto your profile, they should actually be able to understand in short as to what do you do, what's the benefit for them to interact with you, why should they connect with you, why should they accept your connect request. LinkedIn today acts as your personal landing page. I'm going to teach you today of how to optimize your profile and what are the KRAs or what are the outcomes that you should be looking at. So the reason as to why we're doing all of this is to make sure that you're searchable, when people get onto your profile. So they should want to click on your profile. And thirdly, it should be easy to approach, easy to contact. And that, in a way, for me, is what I consider to be a conversion. So I'm just giving an example. Say I'm looking for digital marketers in Chennai. So whenever a search result comes up on LinkedIn, it essentially has these three areas of focus. So first would be your title, which is this title line that you have over here. Then the location. So if I'm looking for, say, growth hacker, digital marketers or growth hackers in say Tamil Nadu or Chennai, this search comes up. So LinkedIn looks at localized searches. And the third is the experience. LinkedIn looks at your past experience and your present experience. So it's very important for you to actually put in those keywords in your profile so that you rank. So here's an example of my profile. I'm going to very quickly log into my LinkedIn account. Just hold on. Okay, so here I am on my LinkedIn account. I've optimized my profile, and I would suggest that a lot of you also consider this. See, look at the first section is the cover. I hope all of you can see this. The first section is your cover picture. Your cover picture is your billboard. 50% of your entire profile's weightage is over here on your billboard. You can use tools such as Canva. So Canva is an easy drag and drop tool. It's much like Paint, but it's an online version. You can basically use Canva, mention the keywords. So when a recruiter comes onto your profile, he or she should be able to figure out from your background pic itself as to whether you're a right fit or not. So how do you get that? By using proper keywords. I'm going to show you in a bit of how do you figure out what your keywords should actually be. Then the next section that a recruiter looks at is your title. Your title will also help you rank. So suppose I want to rank on growth hacker. That's why the first part of my title mentions growth hacker. In one line, I've told you what exactly I do. So if at all say you're taking care of sales or business development, always use the keyword of business development. Look at what you can provide. Say I've managed portfolio of say $1.4 million. I've helped increase sales by say 40% over the past year. Look at all these, look to include all these sections. Then a very important part is your about section. Your about section must also include the keywords in one line. So I made you do an exercise sometime before this with regards to what do you do, who your customer is. So you could use that over here to actually tell the audience as to what exactly you do. Then I mentioned approachable. Always do this. Always mention your personal and your official ID over here so that people can actually approach you on LinkedIn. It makes it much easier. And then, of course, we go on to the respective sections that talk about your experience. See, look at this experience section over here. I've mentioned keywords: A/B testing, GTM, right? Engagement, sales. Same thing over here. Conversion rate of SERP, search engine ranking page. Look at keywords within your industry. So how do you do that? You can log on to a site called imjobs.com. You can log on to naukri.com. Look at all the keywords that are being used for those particular profiles that you want to apply for, and implement those keywords over here. Now you can do that on Word. And once you have implemented those keywords over here, it is extremely, extremely important to make sure that your CV is ATS compliant, applicant tracking system compliant. How do you do that? There is a website, it's called resumeworded.com. So let me just show you what exactly ResumeWorded does. Just a sec. So ResumeWorded is an AI-driven platform that analyzes your CV and looks for all possible keywords that you may or may not have used. It is so intelligent that it actually suggests, it actually goes into your profile. Like I'm just going to show you very quickly because I'm very short on time over here. And analyzes your profile and tells you what all you need to improve in order to rank. Whatever is there on your CV should now be on your LinkedIn profile. Also, a very, very important point that you must also take into consideration is that make sure that you have a very clear cover picture. You might have certain noise in the background, as in like you might have background image, or there must be some trees or something around this. You can use a tool, it's called remove.bg, or look for any background removal tools online. They're free tools. Make sure that this profile image is also there on your email. So now what happens is that you maintain similarity in the mind of the recruiter. Very, very important. Another very important section that I suggest that you also look to fill in is the featured section. Featured section is again another nearly 20% of all audiences who log on to your LinkedIn profile get onto your featured section. So here I can mention blogs, I can talk about links, right? So you just go to ad section, get onto your featured section over here. Featured, look at links, look at articles, posts, media, possibly talk. Suppose I'm a digital marketer and I'm looking at digital marketing jobs or gigs. I can record videos. I can write content, write blogs. Link that over here. So how do you do that? Just click here, right? Select your links. So now a lot of you will ask me that how do I get these images over here? There is a very simple website. Don't need to note it down. I'll give all of this to you in my document. It's called peak.link. So peak.link essentially helps you create customized images, customized text, and that link you can copy and paste over here. And now your entire profile will start becoming very interactive and very approachable. Do the same thing if at all you're in business development as well. Business development, again, certain keywords, link your company's blog. You can probably generate content with regards to what your article or what your product does. Say, for example, I'm a consultant, right? Say, for example, I'm a manufacturing consultant. You can put links to your white papers over here. White papers, again, are very, very important. Content marketing is one of the most important engines on LinkedIn that helps people understand where you're coming from to get, in order for you to position yourself in the minds of your end customers. Great. So now, say that you've optimized your profile. What do you do next? Just a sec. Right. Now that you optimize your profile, now is when you want to reach out to people. Whenever you send a connect request, it's very important for you to track who you're connecting with, the date you send the request, and by when the person has accepted your request. See, you are given 30,000 connections on LinkedIn and you can have 2,500 pending requests. It's very important to use that very carefully. Now, how do I figure out what sort of message I'm supposed to send this person in order to connect? Again, you can Google it. There are a lot of options over there. There's also another very interesting artificial intelligence based tool that I usually use to connect with people, and it's called crystalknows.ai. So crystalknows.ai helps you analyze the person before you connect with them. So I'm just going to give you an example. I'm going to connect with my friend Merzad over here. Okay, click here. On the basis of Merzad's interactions, on what he's liked, what he's commented, how he's interacted, what he's posted on his profile, this tool analyzes his mind and tells me where he fits on this entire scale. Say, for example, I am prospecting over here. I'm looking for ideas. I want to email Merzad and possibly make a sales pitch for one of my SaaS products. So this gives you subject line suggestions, gives you pointers that you can use, gives you call to actions that will further enhance the messaging that you have. I have used this technique to connect with people, and I've also suggested this to a lot of my friends and clients, and we've got a conversion rate of 8 out of 10. If you follow this, if you follow everything up to now, you will get approximately, even if you get 5 out of 10, 50% conversion request acceptances. believe me, you are on your road to actually building your brand presence and winning via LinkedIn. Okay. There are certain content ideas or content hacks. We've already covered content marketing on LinkedIn and other platforms, but these are my personal hacks. So the first 90 days of any organization, any platform, whenever you set up your account on LinkedIn, I'm going to show you very soon how to set up your LinkedIn page. If at all, you're a consultant, you have a small business, large business, whatever it is. These are my personal hacks. Always make sure that whenever you post content on LinkedIn, it's a minimum of 3 lines. The reason being that whenever you scroll through your LinkedIn feed, you will see an option of see more over there, right? If you use LinkedIn and you're actively using that. Every time you click on see more, the LinkedIn algorithm considers that piece of content to be interesting for a user. So that is an indication to LinkedIn that, hey, you know what? Users are interested in this content. Apart from that, concentrate on getting as many comments as possible, because a usual metric is like one comment is equal to 3 or 4 likes, right? I'm going to then always make sure that your content is limited to the LinkedIn network. Do not put links in your, whenever you post comments or whatever, do not put links that make sure that people go out of your LinkedIn network on, say, people go onto your blogs whenever you post. The reason being that LinkedIn wants people to interact on its platform, because that's the only way by which it's going to monetize, right? That's why you can use LinkedIn Pulse or you can use LinkedIn Posts, etc., and make sure people are limited to the LinkedIn platform. My personal content curation tools, see, not everybody can generate content, not everybody has the time to generate content. So as growth hackers, what I generally use, what people in my industry use, are like 3 tools, very, very important tools. One is BuzzSumo, second is Feedly, and the third is Quora. So I'm just going to very quickly show you one of my personal favorite tools called BuzzSumo. So BuzzSumo acts as a content curation platform. And this essentially tells me as to what piece of content is getting what traction on what platform. Now, when I know as to what piece of content is working where, I will be able to accordingly spin content or generate content. Say, for example, I'm looking at digital marketing. Yeah. Now, BuzzSumo will tell me on the basis of region, location, yeah, what topics are being consumed. Look at this. This has almost 20,000 consumers on Facebook, Twitter, again, other stores as well.
Dinyar,
We can't see.
I don't think you are sharing that screen.
Sorry. Sorry. So BuzzSumo essentially tells you as to what piece of content is consumed where. So now you can just use this content, reword it, use article spinning tools. You have article spin, you have article forge, multiple tools to rename and to actually rewrite your content. So now you can use this on multiple platforms, not only LinkedIn, but also Facebook. Okay. Another personal tool that I like is SEO Tool Adda. So this helps you purchase all these tools at like a really, I'm not getting any commissions out of this before I jump to any conclusion. This is my personal tool. I've been using it for the past 3 years. And I genuinely, like this tool. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you a very interesting growth hack of how do you generate traffic on your website for free from LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a platform where you can actually generate a free giveaway. Say, for example, I have a website and I want to start generating traffic on my website for free. I want to do consulting for digital marketing, for example. Follow a very simple format. So this is a format that was used by one of the chief editors of Inc42. I really like the example. That's why I'm sharing this over here. Always follow the why, what, and how approach as to why they should read your content, what is it in it for them, and how they can get content. Say, for example, I'm looking at, example was say consulting, like I want to take up consulting, right? then I probably say that I'm going to give you 40 free must-use tools for your marketing strategy, and possibly 40 frameworks for marketing strategy. Mention that over here in the comments, collect email IDs, and then at the end of say 2 weeks, 3 weeks, reach out to those people, send them the email as you promised. And now you've got a captive audience of, say, like this person over here has a captive audience of, say, 1997 comments, of 1997 possibilities, right? So this is how you could generate content using, generate traffic and generate value using only comments. Okay, so now I've given you an overall walkthrough of LinkedIn, of the free part. Now I'm going to take you through a very important tool that we use for B2B lead generation. It's called the LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Why was LinkedIn Sales Navigator developed? Right? You have ordinary LinkedIn, so you're pretty decent with that. So why even bother to use LinkedIn Sales Navigator? Now, LinkedIn Sales Navigator is a platform that helps you micro-target your audience. Say, for example, you do not have a budget to run LinkedIn paid ads. LinkedIn Sales Navigator costs about 4,000 to 5,000 rupees per month. It helps you actually target audiences. It does not give you a limitation as you would on ordinary profiles with regards to you can only look at these many profiles, or you can only send these many messages or these many connect requests. So I'm going to show you an example of how you actually target your audience and how you can leverage the power of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Say, for example, I'm an SME and I'm a pump manufacturer. I'm looking for industries where my pumps could be used. So in my mind, you can make this out on an Excel sheet with your marketing and business development teams. In my mind, I'd possibly look at purchase managers, because these are decision makers and these people is who I want to reach out to. I could look at cities or regions. Say I want to concentrate on Bengaluru area or Chakan area and Pune. I'm looking at industries, so I can look at, say, chemical industries. I can look at oil and gas, solvents, basically any industry where pumps are used on B2B scenario. So let me just start off over here. So there are two ways to go about this. The first route is that you can use keywords. But the reason as to why I will not start off with keywords immediately is because keywords, basically LinkedIn's algorithm or the bot scans through your profile, and if at all those keywords that you're searching for over here are mentioned on that profile, then those profiles will accordingly rank or come up on your screen. There is a good thing and a bad thing. The bad thing could be like, probably I was a customer using pumps somewhere, or I was unhappy with pumps. I could say that XYZ pump company hasn't given me good service. Just an example. So then my profile rank, right? So what I generally do is that I use filtering. I make it broad and then I narrow down. So I look at geography. Say I'm looking at, say, the India area. Again, I mentioned examples of industry. So oil and energy, chemicals, yeah. And now I go into possible seniority levels. I can look at, say, partners. If it's like the medium-sized companies, I can look at managers, senior managers. I could look at, say, titles. Remember, we optimized your title some time ago. Now is when your title you can actually see it being used. So say, for example, I look at procurement engineer or production operator, yeah. And I'm looking at, so let's just use these search parameters. I've got 3.1 lakh searches over here. I generally go in for people who have been active over the past 30 days, because here, once I optimize my profile and I've figured out what message actually works, these guys are most likely to convert. It might so happen over here that in terms of a company, I could possibly I've already reached out to Reliance, right? So I could put this in an exclude list. So basically this means that now I will reach out to every company other than Reliance. So this is the basic power of LinkedIn, what do you call it, Sales Navigator. Okay, so now that we've understood how it works and what it does for us, by a lot of experimentation, I've started to use these things called LinkedIn lists. So I follow this general strategy of having 3 lists. One is that I categorize people in terms of the connection request sent, then I put it back onto my Excel sheet that I shared with you earlier of the people I connected with. The message I've sent them, and then the follow-up sent. Once you do this for say about 90, 100 odd connections, you will figure out as to what works and what doesn't work and who your target audience is going to be. There's a lot of iteration that you have to do, a lot of trial and error. But if you use these lists, I guarantee you by the end of 90 days, you will have understood your LinkedIn Sales Navigator outbound strategy. So as I mentioned over here, lead lists, right? So these are the 3 lists that I make up over here. Suppose I've sent a connection request over here to this gentleman. I can always push this to another list, right? So just like how you use, suppose I sent him a message. So I've just pushed him to the message sent list. LinkedIn Sales Navigator now also has an inbuilt CRM. So now you can track in real time as to who your customers are, at what stage of the journey they are. Suppose you want opening lines for your customers, right? This also helps you track people and companies on your landing page. So suppose somebody's posted something about their company, you can use that as an opening line to reach out to them. So this is how you can actually build and maintain your connection also from a B2B perspective. Right, so I've given you a basic walkthrough of LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Again, it's very much in depth. Of course, there's a lot of combinations that I suggest that you could look at. I'm now going to move to the most important part, and a part that a lot of B2B, operators, etc., have joined our call here today for. It is LinkedIn paid ads. I'm going to give you a very, very quick walkthrough of how you set up your first LinkedIn paid ad and how you analyze that data. So if at all you have probably hired a digital consultant or you hired somebody in your organization, I'm also going to show you as to how you can save yourself from being fleeced, because this has happened with me and I do not want anything of that sort to happen with anyone. So I'm going to teach you that as well. Right, so without further ado, let's get on to the LinkedIn paid ad setup. I'm going to very quickly log into my LinkedIn paid ad account. Just give me a moment. I hope the screen is visible. If it is, please put a thumbs up. Yeah. Okay. All right. So LinkedIn paid ads is divided at 3 levels. You have your account level. I'm going to very quickly show you that. So you have your account level. This is an example account of one of the companies that I have just linked my page to. So you have your account level, that is essentially your company level. The most important thing is to set up your LinkedIn page. Without the LinkedIn company page, you will not be able to run your paid ads. I'm just going to show you very quickly how you can do that. Okay. So go here, come down here and create your company page. Again, it's really, really simple. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm just quickly showing you all the details over here, right? Figure out what you want to put as your slug or your company name that works. And also, it's very important for you to have a privacy policy page, because without that, LinkedIn will not allow you to set up ads. So you can look at certain templates online, develop your privacy policy page, speak to your legal advisor, and make sure that is there on your website along with the terms and conditions. Please do that, because it's a hygiene product and can also save you from a lot of heartbreak in the future, because now that GDPR rules, etc., have come into being, if at all you're targeting Europe, you have to make sure that you are clear over here. Okay. So you're at the account level. I've clicked on my account level. I've connected my LinkedIn page over here. Yeah. And now I've reached my campaign manager page. So campaign pages, you could set up campaigns city-wise. Say I'm the pump manufacturer. I'm targeting doing a campaign for Bangalore. I'm now doing another campaign for say for Delhi, and another campaign for Assam, right? Let's just say I'm targeting these 3 areas. So this is known as your campaign. This comes under the campaign manager level. So you have the account level first, then you have the campaign manager or campaign names. And then the third part is your actual LinkedIn campaign. So I've just developed, I'm just going to take you through an example over here. So just click over here on create campaign. Of course, very self-explanatory. So I'm just going to give it a general campaign group name, say Assam, for the sake of the example. It is my earnest suggestion to you to please not make this mistake that I've learned out of trial and error. After losing a considerable amount of money, it's very important to always set your start and end date. This is a hygiene factor. And also always set up a budget. So a start and end date with a budget. So because what happens over here is that you are linking your credit card. Once you've set up your payment options page, once you go on the payment options page, you have to link your LinkedIn account with your company credit card. If you do not have control over your budget and say your targeting has gone awry, or God forbid your account has been compromised, been hacked or whatever. I have seen accounts where people have lost 50, 60, 1 lakh rupees within a matter of an hour. Like this is, they've been sleeping, account has got compromised, money's gone out of the account, and they've diverted traffic to their account. So always set up a start date, end date, and a budget, please, very important. So I'm just going to put a lifetime budget of 10,000, start date, end date of 1 week. Another pro tip is to make sure that you divide your campaigns weekly. Always, always, always make sure that you review your campaigns once a week, because without that, you will not be able to optimize. You'll just be burning through money. Right, so I've set up this test campaign over here. Just give me a moment, please. Okay. Set up the campaign. Now I'm just giving an example of a campaign that I set up for, say, personal manager. So create a campaign over here. Please give me a moment. Yeah. So this is a very simple sort of walkthrough setup that LinkedIn has. That's the main reason as to why I decided to cover LinkedIn today and not Facebook, is that because LinkedIn is very, very user friendly. Anybody who's running a business or just needs to understand some basic terms, which I'm going to explain to you. I'll also tell you as to which ads also work, and I'll give you the best return for your money, depending on the business that you are in. So if at all I'm a brand, yeah, and I already have paid customers, but now I want to start getting people onto my platform, or I've done a rebranding exercise, right? Say, for example, Airtel has changed its logo, and now it wants people to know that, okay, Airtel has actually changed its logo from the 1990 logo to, say, the latest logo. It's a major case study. That's when you use brand awareness. This is to essentially get people onto your website and interact with it, right? The second thing is website visits, right? Or under consideration. So every decision that you take with regards to purchase works across three. So you have attention, interest, desire, action, right? So this is how LinkedIn has also divided its entire campaign platform into. So then you have engagement. Like, say, for example, I want to get more comments, more likes, or I've developed some video content for the purpose of awareness or consideration, right? Say, for example, I want to tell you how great my pumps are, or the technology behind the pumps that I've used, right? It's not been used before in the Indian market. So that's where I could possibly use video views. And the third part is conversion. The most important part, a lot of B2B and SME or players have always asked me, how do I get leads? I personally prefer lead generation forms. So these are essential forms that you develop within the LinkedIn platform. People get on to your lead generation form, enter their details. So I'm just going to show you a very quick example of one of my personal favorite ads on LinkedIn, that is lead generation forms. It is slightly on the expensive side, but absolutely worth it. It helps you target, it helps you actually clear all the junk leads off. So I clicked over here, set up my lead generation campaign. Yeah, again, why I'm showing you this section is that I want to show you the beauty of micro-targeting that LinkedIn has. Of course, I looked at location, and now I'm actually going to be building my audiences. So there are two options over here. One is that I can actually upload a list. So if at all I have a set of cold leads with me already and I have their email IDs, and if those email IDs are linked to their LinkedIn account, I can actually upload the list from the list upload option, company-wise, whatever, contact-wise. And now I can specifically target those particular individuals. This is the level of micro-targeting that I can do. Apart from that, suppose I'm looking at audience attributes. Suppose I'm SBI Cards, right? And I want to target people who are working in, say, an Infosys. So now I can go in over here. Oh, sorry, I can head to company, right? Select the company category, or I can select the growth rate. Suppose I want to select company names, for example. So I type Infosys over here. And now I'm only going to target Infosys employees, right? Now say I want to further divide this and say that I want to target people who have had, say, certain job functions. Say I want to target developers, yeah? Because according to, or I want to target business development. So now you can tailor make your ads specifically to target audiences. I suggest you definitely check out this section. I can go on and on. This can go on for like an hour. But yeah, this is the power of LinkedIn. Okay, so I've saved this audience over here. I'm going to clear this very quickly. And then, of course, there are multiple formats. I can use video ads that I made on, say, use my laptop and develop video ads and set up single ads, carousel ads. Select the sort of ad that you want. Another pro tip. Always, once now that you set up your daily and lifetime budget, also you also look at the optimization part. My suggestion to you is to always make sure that LinkedIn has the option of setting up, doing its own, what do you call it, delivery system. So basically, LinkedIn uses its own artificial intelligence and machine learning platform to understand how your ads work. And accordingly, it decides the daily budget. You already set up your campaign budget, or let LinkedIn figure out what the daily budget is. You can, instead of going in for a manual bid strategy, always go in for an automated strategy. So your manual bidding and automated bidding will help you get your data a lot faster. You'll be able to target a lot better. And now you will also be able to get the maximum out of your LinkedIn strategy. So usually people ask me, what is the cost per click? What is the cost per lead? The actual answer to that is that I don't know. Nobody knows. You have to run your own campaign first. Always run your campaign for a minimum period of 2 to 3 weeks. And that will help you determine as to what is your cost per lead, or the cost for people actually filling up the form, and what is the end customer pay. So suppose I sold the pump for 15,000 rupees. I got, say, 10 leads and I got 1 buy. So this is what helps you analyze the data. Okay, so I've saved and exit over here. Yeah. There's also an option, again, you can always put, so I've just given you a basic example. I've set up a campaign for a fictitious company that sells, say, rotary screws, right? I just developed my image on Canva. Just give me a moment. Uploaded this, and now this is what the ad looks like. So you fill up the details in regards to what the title looks like, your content. That's all there within this section. Just so. Yeah, so I set up the ad format, looked at my audience. Set up the budget and schedule. So I'm just going to give a fictitious example over here. Set up the schedule for, say, in July over here. Yeah. And now your ad is ready to go. right? Again, there are further details with regards to what you want to put in over there, what content you want to put. Again, it's very self-explanatory, very, very simple. Just follow the steps one by one, right? And now your ad will be ready. So say, for example, now I have run this ad for a period of 1 week as per what I've told you, and I've got certain amount of data. As a business leader, it's very important for you to understand how to analyze this data, because your lead gen manager or the company that you hired will come back to you with this data. So what you look at is, firstly, is what is the total budget spent? Say I've spent, say, $57,000 or $50,000, depending on what's there in this example. And I've got, say, 13 lakh impressions. Impressions basically means the number of times your ad has been shown. So say you go onto the website, the ad can be shown to you once, twice, thrice, or it can be shown to, say, 13 lakh people once each. That's the meaning of impressions. Clicks, as the rate suggests, is the number of people who clicked on that ad and have actually given you that data. And now average CTR. Average CTR is very simple. It just means, as the name suggests, click-through rate, number of clicks that you've got on number of impressions. Try and make sure that this is close to 2%, 1.5 to 2% to start off with within your first 3 to 4 weeks. When if at all you're able to achieve growth over here, that means you are on the right path. This data tells you that, gives an indication that you are on your right path. And the last portion over here is, suppose I've run a click campaign. I want to analyze the number of people who've clicked. I look at what is the total amount spent on the number of clicks. So now the question that I asked initially, what is going to be my cost per click? That is what is answered over here at the end of 3 weeks. My suggestion to you is, discover this and actually look to implement this. Of course, you can look at multiple such campaigns and figure out as to what works best for you. Okay, that's all I have from my side. If there are any questions, please ask. And I hope I've not been too fast. I tried to cover 4 hours worth content in less than an hour. I hope I've stuck to my commitment. Floor is all yours. I'm ready to answer all your questions. Okay.
Sir Dinyar, well said. You've covered the topic in a very precise manner. I know it was very difficult to condense it in such a short time, but even then you did a justice to the whole topic. Now, from audience, if anyone wants to know more about it, or if there are some questions, please put on the chat box. I think there are some questions on chat box. Mirzad?
It's okay. I'll take care of this.
Okay,
no
you just
yeah, no worries. Okay, so the first question that's over here is LinkedIn cover is actually a picture. Very correct. So how does putting keywords in the image actually make it more searchable? Okay, so I'll just quickly, so there are 3 key areas that you're looking at. One is searchable, the other is clickable, and the third is approachable. I'm not concentrating on searchable. I'm concentrating on clickable and approachable. So if I am a HR, I get onto your profile and I look at that LinkedIn cover picture, then I will want to interact with you. It makes your profile more human. Coming back to your question of how do I make sure that my profile ranks? I think I went very fast over there. I agree. I'm going to show you a live example of what I have done on my profile. I'll quickly log on to my IIMjobs profile, iimjobs.com profile, and show you how I've implemented a job description from there onto my profile and how that has helped me rank. Please give me a moment. Okay, so I'm just going to very quickly share my screen over here. Yeah, so I just logged on to my IIMjobs profile. Okay. Now, say, I love this website. I mean, it's my personal favorite. I think the sort of jobs that you have over here are so creative, and the sort of content over here is also something that I personally like. Okay, so I'm just going to go very quickly to search bar over here, and I'm going to type look for growth marketing jobs. Yeah. Okay. So say I am looking at performance marketing. Again, this is a possible keyword. Here. See, I told you about keywords, right? So you look at SEO, SEM, display ads, right? Look at site structure, search engine optimization. Once you go through 15 such profiles from here, now what you do is that you implement these keywords in your CV and these keywords on your LinkedIn profile. If you have a doubt of whether or not you are on the right path, go to LinkedIn. You needn't use LinkedIn Sales Navigator. You can just come over here. Type say what? Growth marketer. Growth marketing over here. Growth marketer. Yeah, I'm looking for profiles who are in the growth marketing space. LinkedIn gives me targeted, since I'm in Pune, so it's giving me options over here. Look at least 10 or 15 such profiles. See why they rank. Why are they even there on that page? Why isn't your profile there? Right? Study 10 to 15 such profiles from here and take out keywords from here, optimize your profile accordingly, and then put that up on your particular profile. It's very important to do your market research. So I hope that's answered the question. The next question that we have over here is is there a free version of Crystal? Yes, it allows you only 5 names, so you can possibly look at all you're recruiting or you're actively searching for jobs. I'd probably do 2 things. I take LinkedIn Premium because that will tell me in terms of my skills, what are my chances of ranking. Once I've done all the profile optimization, I've done the keyword research, done analysis, put that in on my profile. It costs about some 1,500, 2,000 odd rupees. Take it, it's worth it. 60 days, 90 days, 30 days, you get a free trial. Definitely go for it. It will help you by leaps and bounds. A lot of people are hiring via LinkedIn. In continuation with what I suggested on iimjobs, search for jobs over there, then search for that recruiter on LinkedIn. Send them a message. Again, my personal pet message that I've sent, that I've used over here. Ajay, I'm really sorry, man. I can't think of the message. I'm just going to open your profile. I hope you don't mind. This particular message. Oh, okay. So I just very quickly in my search in my in the document, I share what message you can send to people. Here it is. You can send this along with your profile, like, hi, I'm say Dinyar Mehta. I'm looking at, if you have a second, please can you review my skills and opportunities. I guarantee you 8 out of 10 conversion requests happen after you've optimized your profile. 8 out of 10, 6 out of 10 for sure. This person will definitely reply to you in terms of yes or no. Okay. Debit card, certain debit cards don't work. That's why I suggest that you go for a credit card option. Certain debit cards may work. Again, figure depends on what sort of debit card or credit card you're using. LinkedIn covers actually your pictures. How does one? Okay, I've covered this. What time slots does LinkedIn also suggest? Thank you very much for covering this. Okay, so at Anurag, we're essentially a data science and data analytics driven company. We have about 1,800 odd employees, and we've done so many campaigns, and there's been so many million lines of data, I can't even tell you. So what we've done is that we've actually analyzed to see as to what is the best time to post. How do you best utilize your budgets? Yeah, so I'm just going to very quickly take you to that very interesting case study. This is something that we use whenever we market whenever we take up mandates of multiple builders, all the top 10 builders of the country definitely. See, this is the example of the featured section. I just clicked over here. I've generated traffic on my website. Now I'm here on a case study. I'm sharing that with all of you today. best time to post. So we've actually used multiple reams of data, analyzed the data, and now according to us, it is 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. and 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. On the basis of this data, if you want to further micro-target it, again, this 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. start makes a lot of sense on Wednesday. This is again LinkedIn data, Facebook data, multiple platforms. And another set of data is around, you can say 1 p.m., 1 to 2 p.m. on Tuesday. Suggest you go through this, will make a lot of sense in terms of and understanding as to what is the best time to post your content. What time slot does LinkedIn? Okay, time slot I've answered. Okay, what do you recommend for a small business firm in LinkedIn? As a small business firm on LinkedIn, let me just on the fly within 2 minutes quickly make your 90 days plan as to what your 90 days plan is going to look at. Implement that, get back to me, willing to share my inputs. Of course, you're taking care of profile optimization, build your LinkedIn page, invest in your sales navigator. Now you've invested in sales navigator, you're connecting with people. What you do is that hire a content writer. If you can't generate content on your own, look to hire a content writer. In fact, you can use this very call right now. There's about 40, 50 odd people over here. Start connecting. All of you, I suggest, start connecting with each other so that you can actually give each other value. Fourth step, hire a content writer. Look at what your competitors are talking about. Talk about attention, interest, desire, action. Divide your content across these 4 pillars. Start generating content or curating content. Start posting that on your page. Use hashtags, right? Use sponsored content. Post it as sponsored content. So because this will give you credibility. Now this is on the LinkedIn front. What do you do on your website? A lot of websites are not SEO friendly, search engine optimization friendly. Excuse me, I'm talking a lot. If I search for pumps, does your website rank on Google's page? A lot of us, of course, have a lot of issue with ranking on Google's page. We say that, okay, we've done something Alibaba and India, or what do you call that, industry buying or multiple trade India, etc. And it's still not working out. You need to provide additional ammunition to your company for your LinkedIn, for your online strategy. So start working on ranking your web page. Make sure, very interesting platform that you can use. Tell your developer is use Google Tag Manager, implement Google Analytics to understand where your traffic is coming from, set up your blogs, right? You can also do paid LinkedIn ads. So you can have full ads. So whenever people search for pumps or specialized sort of pumps on Google, depending on keywords, do keyword analysis, tie up with a digital marketing agency, implement this plan for 30 days, start collecting your data. Make sure that your page has very low bounce rates. Bounce rate basically means that more people come onto your page and spend more time. So make it more attractive, make it interesting. Yeah. Live your page, live it, breathe it, understand what you want to do, what story you want to tell your customer. Another very effective, so if at all, now, I mean, like, I love cars, yeah, like most passive voice. So I spend a lot of time on YouTube. I think YouTube is one of the most epic platforms in terms of, like, say, for example, I run, say like I own a car restoration company, right? Like, say, for example, look at this page called Automotive. Again, I'm not suggesting them. I have nothing to do with them. I just love their content. So these guys actually take you through how they restore cars. What are the pricing they look at? They take you to the entire journey. They strip that car naked, and then they take you to the entire paint job, talk to you about various paints that they use, take you to the entire cycle. So again, you can generate content possibly on YouTube. Yeah, and generate organic traffic from YouTube onto your website. There's so many ideas. I mean, like, this is stuff that is there at the top of my mind. Again, implement this for 30 days. Then, depending on the data, you'll develop an iterative loop, right? So fail fast, learn fast. Very interesting book that you can read is Growth Hacker Marketing. It's by Sean Ellis. If you don't have patience to go through that, go through videos of Neil Patel. There's this other guy, Web of India. Again, I love the guy. I think amazing content this guy posts. Yeah, Sean Ellis and stuff. implement this for 30 days, then 60 days, and 90 days. Believe me, by the end of 60 days, you will be telling me as to what you want to put on your page. Like, I'll probably be learning off of you. I don't know much about pumps or car restoration, but I definitely love to learn from you. Okay, that was quite a long answer. Okay. Okay, don't worry about the content in terms of the tools that I've used. I'll definitely share that with you. Yeah, so I've given you a 90-day plan, what you can do on LinkedIn. I've told you various content strategies that you can cover in your case study. Yeah, any other questions? Please ask me. I'm super charged to answer all of them.
Or anyone from the audience would like to say a few words in brief? Anyone from WSSC? We have our India region chairperson, Captain Percy Master also. Captain Master, would you like to talk a few words? Captain Master? Okay, anyone else from Pune chapter? Viraf, you would like to say something?
Yeah. So I just want to share with you that, I always knew LinkedIn was a page where you could, post your job profiles and all. I never thought much about it till my son Hoshika joined the business a few months back, and then he went on LinkedIn and made a company page, and from there, so many, followers and so much, and there's so much traffic being generated on this page now. It's not only useless followers, actually followers who are interested and followers who want to deal or want to ask questions. And also I agree with Dinya that it's a very, very good tool to have, whether you are smallest business or a large business. I've seen it over the last 2 months, the power it has. So yes, I would agree with that. It's a very, very powerful tool.
Thank you, Veera, for expressing your views. Captain Master, would you like to say something?
No, it is a very very informative program, especially for us seniors who don't know much about IT. LinkedIn is a topic which we were always interested in knowing, and it was very interesting to see how it all works and what benefits you get out of it, because it is with social media that you promote your business, and LinkedIn becomes a very important tool in doing that. So thank you very much, Dinyar. It was very informative, and we hope to see you again with some very good, interesting programs. Thank you.
Sure. Well said, Captain Master.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I promised you one thing before I leave. I forgot about it, but now I thought I remember it. I'm going to show you how. So the reason a lot of you set up LinkedIn ads will tell your social media managers, tell them that send me a screenshot of the spends. You do it on your account, and I will pay you the money. Please, for God's sake, never ever do that. Reason being that I do not want to mess around too much with LinkedIn, but yeah, this is just an article, okay, over here. I'm just going to show you. Nothing is happening on the server, don't worry. This is stuff that I'm doing on my own piece. So it says here, Reliance Retail, right? So I just decided to change this to Dinyar Retail.
Can't see your screen.
Change to, sorry, is my screen not shared?
No.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, just give me a minute.
Shares.
I'm just very excited. Yeah, okay. So this is an article that talks about Reliance Retail over here. Okay? I've just changed this content to Dinyar Retail, and now I want to get rid of this content and say, you are amazing. So this is how people tend to. Now what will happen is that I can just take a screenshot of this and send it to you. This is just happening on Economic Times. Now you can imagine what's going to happen on that screen whenever somebody, whenever you tell your social media manager, say, send me a screenshot, I transfer the money to you. So my very important hack before I leave, I definitely suggest all of you to consider this. There is something called, there are LinkedIn account access levels. Yeah. So what you do is that you look up these LinkedIn account access levels and accordingly give user permission. So if at all you have an advertiser, you just give him advertisement rights. So you can be a campaign manager. You can only set up your campaigns, right? Go through this link again. It will be very, very useful for you. That way your data will be safe with you. So God forbid you don't get a good person and for some reason he extorts money from you, saying that I'll only use your LinkedIn account provided you transfer so much money from me because now you're kicking me out. Now when you do this, you have the liberty to accordingly allocate a campaign manager, allocate an account manager, or get rid of a campaign manager or an account manager. So your data that you have paid for will remain safe with you on your server, on your LinkedIn site forever. So yeah, they're my last parting words. I thank you very much.
Thank you, Dinyar. Thank you very much. It was very nice. Thank you.
So,
Yeah, I'm done.
Thanks a lot, Dinyar.
thank you, Dinya. Thank you very much. Before we end, I would just request, I would always like people to become the member of WZCC. Those of you who are there already welcome, but those of you who are not member, as you know, we have 3 chapters in India, Pune, Mumbai, and Bangalore. And of course, there are certain other offices also. World over also, we have many chapters. So you can become the member of WZCC and take advantage of the networking platform that it provides. From Pune chapter, we'll be again organizing some of the more webinars on the interesting topics. So as and when it is advertised, kindly join and encourage us to put in more and more webinars like this. So now it is, I think, time to end. May I request Mirzad to propose a vote of thanks and then we can end today's webinar. Mirzad?
Yes, Mr. Temas, I'm here.
Yeah.
I would like to extend the gratitude to all our participants for joining today. I would like to extend my gratitude to Dinyar for taking us through such an insightful webinar, something that is useful for individuals as well as businesses of any size. I would like to extend thanks to Captain Percy Master for gracing us with his presence, and also Mr. Temas Bharucha and the WZCC
Yes.
Pune chapter for organizing such webinars. Thank you.
So thank you all. Good night. Have a
Thank you, everybody.
safe and
Thank you.
Thank you,
healthy stay.
everybody. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.